You go to bed and your thoughts are already there. What will happen to your job? Will there be enough money? What if everything goes wrong? You keep going over it in your head and you can't fall asleep. You wake up in the morning and your fear is already there. Even before you have your first cup of coffee, you are not weak. You are not without faith. You are simply living with a burden that is not meant for human shoulders. And today I will tell you something that most pastors ignore. Fear of the future is not your faith problem. It is a signal. And if you understand what it really means, everything will change. Stay with me. This is what happens in your head when you are afraid of the future. Your brain is a wonderful survival machine. It constantly scans the horizon for threats. It is not sin. It is biology. Scientists call it negativity bias. The brain reacts 5 times more strongly to potential danger than to good news. But here's the catch. You're living in 2025 and your brain still thinks you're standing in front of a lion in the savannah. Whether the threat is real or imagined, it reacts the same, and you start fighting the shadows. Most people are doing the same thing at this point. They're trying to take control of the future. They're planning more. They're worrying more. They're counting money at 3 a.m. They are looking for guarantees where there are none, and the more control you have, the more fear you have, because you've just taken on a job that's not yours. There's one moment in the Bible that almost no one talks about in the context of fear. Elijah is a prophet, the man who stopped the rain for 3 years with his prayer, the man who called down fire from heaven on Mount Carmel, won against 450 pagan priests, and he won, and then he ran away. One threat from Queen Jezebel, and this same Elijah is lying under a tree in the wilderness, begging God to let him die. 1 Kings chapter 9. It is enough. O Lord, take my soul. The same man, the same God. But the fear of the future broke him in a way that no battle has ever broken him. But here's what most people don't notice in this passage. God didn't lecture Elijah on faith. He didn't say, get up and fight. He sent an angel, and he just gave him food and water twice. Get up and eat, for the journey is too long for you. God met him where he was lying, and that's where everything changes. There are 3 specific things I want to show you. First, fear of the future lives in only one place, in thoughts about things that don't exist yet. Stop for a second and think, what is really threatening you right now in this moment? Not tomorrow, not in a year, right now. Most often the answer is nothing. Jesus said it so simply in the Sermon on the Mount that we quickly glance over it and don't stop. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Matthew 6. He didn't say, don't worry about tomorrow. He said, don't carry tomorrow's burden today. Imagine a person trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of rocks. Each rock represents a day that hasn't come yet. They haven't taken a single step yet, and they're already exhausted. Practical step. When fear comes, ask yourself, is this happening right now? Am I worrying about something that hasn't happened yet? If it's the latter, put down the backpack. Second, control is an illusion that costs you peace of mind. We live in a culture that says, plan more, be prepared for anything, rely on no one. And there is a grain of truth in this, but there is a point where healthy responsibility turns into the idolatry of control. Idolatry is when you say to God, I don't trust you with this. I'm on my own. An example from physics. When a ship enters a storm, the captain cannot stop the waves. He cannot control the wind, but he can keep his course and trust the structure of the ship. Panic at such a moment is the most dangerous thing on board. Proverbs chapter 3. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Trust is not passivity. It is an active decision. I do my part and let go of what is not in my hands. If this resonates, click like. This kind of content rarely appears in your feed, but if you subscribe, it will be there when you need it again. Third, worrying about the future is often an unspoken prayer. There are studies that show that people who regularly practice gratitude and prayer have lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, than those who do not. This is not mysticism. This is physiology, but it is not just a matter of brain chemistry. Philippians chapter 4. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts. The peace that surpasses understanding is not peace because everything is fine. It is peace in spite of what is incomprehensible. It is peace in the midst of the storm, not after it. Practical step. Tonight, instead of scrolling through your worries, write down 3 things for which you are grateful. Not big, little. A warm coffee, a call from a friend, the fact that you're still breathing, and then tell God 1 sentence about what scares you. Just 1 sentence. Now I want to tell you something important. You are not who fear calls you. Fear says you are helpless. You are alone. If not you, no one will care. But that is a lie, and you have believed it for too long. If you are in Christ, you are not a person left alone with the unknown. You are a person watched over by someone who knows the end before the beginning. Psalm 22 says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with with me. Not you are there somewhere. You are with me in the valley, in the darkness, in the night when thoughts keep me awake. You are not a lonely traveler with a backpack of worries. You are a child of God who is not caught unaware by any of your tomorrows. Say this out loud right now. I am letting go of tomorrow. God is already there. I am trusting. One step for today. Don't read the news the first hour after waking up. Instead, open the 6th chapter of the Gospel of Matthew and read verses 25 to 34 slowly, like a letter written personally to you, and write one word in the comments what you are letting go of today. One word. This is your declaration. You came here with fear, but you will leave here with a choice. The future belongs to God, and today is yours.